Hello everybody, my name is Matt and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Fanatic, the channel that's dedicated to the Fantasy Hub Fantasy Football app for both Android and iOS. Once again, if you haven't checked out the app, I'll leave a link in the video description so you can do so. Welcome back to the Euro 2020 series that I'm doing for the Fantasy Hub game. This is episode 4. In this episode we'll revisit Game Week 3, which was the last group set of games, and then we'll look at how my team did, how my transfers went, what my league position is at the end of the group stages, and then we'll look ahead to the next game week, Game Week 4, which is the round of 16 fixtures. And in this round we actually have unlimited transfers to sort the squad out, going into the knockout phases. So with all that said, let's get into it. Okay guys, so as ever, we'll start off with the overall game week summary. So as you can see, it was a very high scoring week, to be honest, this week. I mean, top points 135. That is very high. Got managed 83 points myself, which was pretty decent. But as I'll show him when I show the league position, because there are a lot of other teams that got very decent scores, like really high scores, didn't really go up very much in the league standings, but still managed to beat the average for the game week. So again, as always, you know, pretty happy with that. Let's just look at the league position. So I was 234 last week, and I know that I said I wanted to get into the top 100. I mean, I wish I would have taken a screenshot after like the first couple of rounds of games in the game week, because I actually got into the top. I actually did get to 77th, but fortunately for me anyway, that I didn't have Ronaldo, I didn't have Benzema when they were going mad in their games. So yeah, unfortunately, I went tumbling down the league again with that and ended it in 219th. So still up on last week, which is a positive, but I would have hoped for 83 points, getting me higher up in the league. But as I say, with it being such a high scoring game week all round, that's how it ended. So now I'm going to just show you how my team did on an individual level, in terms of those points, to show you who scored what. So going to look at my team performance on an individual player level from the previous game week. So starting with Donnarumma. Again, another clean sheet. So Italy, 3 clean sheets in the group stage, no goals conceded, which I fully expected, to be honest, when saw who was in their group. So yeah, more than happy with Donnarumma's performances so far. Can't complain. Moving on to Meunier, was a bit disappointed that he didn't start. Especially with Castagna being injured and out of the tournament, I thought that Meunier would, play every game going forward for Belgium, but he was left out the starting 11. Did come on in the game and scored me 1 point. Denayer was picked from the start, and he got me 7 points, clean sheet, as Belgium got the clean sheet against Finland. Gosens, I brought Gosens in after Alioski had played, after the North Macedonia game against the Netherlands. Unfortunately, Alioski and Elmas as my wild card picks at the start of the tournament hasn't really paid off, unfortunately. But that's the chance you take, I guess, with the cheaper players. So once Alioski had played against the Netherlands, I brought Gosens in for Germany, because I thought that there was a high chance that Germany would keep a clean sheet against Hungary, and Gosens was so attacking against Portugal that I thought there was a high chance of him getting assist or a goal as well against Hungary. But it didn't turn out like that. Hungary played very well. They've acquitted themselves so well this tournament in that group, and surprised everybody. Scored the 2 goals against Germany, so Gosens didn't score any points at all, unfortunately. Dumfries, I brought Dumfries in for Muller because earlier on in the week I'd heard an article, a news story that Muller was going to be injured and not going to be playing for Germany. So I took him out prior to the game, and he actually ended up playing, which was a bit frustrating, but not as frustrating if he'd actually scored or got an attacking return, because he didn't. But he got sort of I saw, I took that decision because I saw Netherlands as starting 11 against North Macedonia, and it was pretty much full strength, which was a bit surprising considering that they were already through. But I wanted to then, seeing that starting 11, take advantage of the clean sheet prospect against North Macedonia, who were already out of the tournament. So I brought in Dumfries. He's been very attacking, and that paid off in terms of the clean sheet. But he was taken off, I think, at half time, so he didn't have any more, the second half to try and get attacking returns, as in an assist or a goal. But still happy with the clean sheet. Perisic, as I said from the beginning, I wanted Perisic in for the Czech Republic and the Scotland games in particular, which he both scored in. So very, very happy with that. So in the Scotland game, he got a goal and assist. So he did his job for my team, definitely, in those 2 games. Performed as I expected. And then I decided to go with the captain on Depay, because I know that I said that I was most likely to captain a German player in the final round of group games with their match against Hungary. But once I saw that Netherlands starting lineup against North Macedonia, I was persuaded to go with a captain for the Netherlands, and I chose obviously Depay. With him being on all the set pieces, penalties, he gets forward, and very happy with his return. So a goal and an assist in that game. So that was 16 points, obviously then double because he was my captain. Torres, a bit disappointed that he didn't start the game. In all honesty, when I saw the starting 11 against Slovakia, but he did come on and he scored with pretty much his first touch. So very, very happy with that. Brought in Lukaku once Elmas had played for Macedonia. I brought in Lukaku for the Finland game, and he got a goal. He had another one ruled out for VAR as well. So happy with that return, 7 points. Mbolo was really another transfer that didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. As I said in the previous video, I was going to get a Swiss player in for their final group game against Turkey, but Mbolo or Shaqiri were my choices, and obviously I picked the wrong choice because Shaqiri scored 2 goals and Mbolo didn't score any or get any assists. So pretty disappointing there. And finally Mbappe, he got an assist for one of the Benzema goals. I have been pretty disappointed with Mbappe so far. He's not really lived up to his expectations yet. He hasn't scored yet, and I am looking to probably in the next round to probably bring in Benzema as the attacking option for France, as he's on penalties and he scored already in the tournament as well. So that's how my team performed for game week 3. I'm going to take a look at the team that I've picked for the next round of fixtures going into the knockout phases now. And like I say, we have unlimited transfers until the first kick-off of the game week, which is going to be Wales and Denmark at 5 p.m. Today. So just going to talk through the team that I've gone for, and the reasons why I've picked them. So I want to stick with Donnarumma. I think that's pretty obvious. I've been championing him throughout since the start of the tournament as the best keeper in the tournament, and no reason why I'm gonna leave him. I think he's got high clean sheet potential in their game against Austria as well. I don't see Austria scoring in that game. Pretty much the same reasons why I've gone for Bonucci as well. So I want to really double up in the Italy defence. So again, he's got 3 clean sheets so far. I think he will get a clean sheet against Austria. And also, I think I'm not sure if Chiellini is going to be fit. Chiellini is cheaper than Bonucci, but at this moment in time, I don't know if he's going to start or not. I wouldn't know who would come in to replace him. There's another couple of centre-backs who are kind of in reserve for Italy. Bonucci is going to be, he will play. So I've got to go with a safe option who I know will be sort of nailed on to start. So yeah, Bonucci and Donnarumma for Italy. I've gone for Kimpembe for France. Again, France defence has been rotated quite a bit throughout the tournament, but Kimpembe is the one constant in that. So he's played every game so far. He's cheaper than Varane as well. So I think he's very good value for money, especially in the next game, in the round of 16 game against Switzerland. I would expect France to keep a clean sheet in that one. Dumfries, I've already touched on him from last week. He's performed very well. I think that Netherlands will keep a clean sheet. He scored 2 goals so far for the Netherlands in the competition, and also 2 clean sheets. So yeah, wanted to have quite a bit of the Dutch representation. I think they've got a good fixture against the Czech Republic. I think they'll win that quite comfortably. High chance of a clean sheet. Then the final defender that I've gone for is Mæhle from Denmark. So he scored in their final group game against Russia. Very emphatic win, 4-1 against Russia. He's very, very attacking as well. He gets up the pitch quite a bit for the Danes, and I think they've got a good fixture against Wales. I think they will beat Wales and progress to the next round. Then we'll move on to the midfield. So Wijnaldum, he's actually I think there's 3 players joint second, just behind Ronaldo in the Golden Boot race for the tournament on 2 goals. So he's one of them. I've tried to go with as many form players, to be honest, who have played well so far in this tournament. So far he's got 3 goals so far in the tournament, and a couple, at least 1 assist, I think. So yeah, he's played very well. And I like the Dutch game against the Czech Republic. I really like that fixture. So high chance of attacking returns there, I think. Forsberg is another one. He's scored 3 goals so far for Sweden, who have actually topped the Group F ahead of Spain, which was surprising. It would have been surprising before the tournament started, at least. But he's played very well. He's scored 3 goals, and he's on penalties as well. And they've got a good fixture, I think, against the Ukraine. I think that Sweden will beat the Ukraine, and he will be involved if they, for any attacking returns. I'm sure he will be involved one way or another. And finally, Captain Depay, for obvious reasons. Again, he's as I said at the start, he's like the Dutch talisman. He's been slightly outperformed by Wijnaldum so far, but I think he's got the higher potential just to get more attacking points, with him being on all the set pieces, being on penalties. He'll be involved one way or another in any goals.
Stuck with Immobile up front as well. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist for Italy so far. Been very impressed with his performances, and again against Austria, I think he'll either score or assist again. I've gone for Lukaku now, so this is probably, if not the standout tie of the round, Portugal versus Belgium. Lukaku, I think he's got 2 goals so far. 3 goals so far. Again, he's one of those who are joint second in the overall race for the Golden Boot of the tournament, just behind Ronaldo. So he's going to want to put in a big performance, I think, against Portugal, so that the Ronaldo can't get any more goals, and so that Lukaku is going to be eyeing that Golden Boot for the tournament for sure. One of the top strikers in the tournament. So that's why I've put Lukaku in to start with, but I'm definitely thinking about bringing Ronaldo in as well for that game, because again, he always seems to find a way of getting a goal, and he's not going to want to give up the Golden Boot, I'm sure. So I think those 2 players are the ones to have for that tie. It's going to be very difficult to call. It's very 50-50. Wouldn't like to pick a winner, but whoever wins, Lukaku on the Belgium side, but Ronaldo on the Portugal side are going to be involved, I'm sure. And the last pick is kind of a differential pick. I think when it gets to the knockout stages, there's fewer players to pick from. A lot of teams are going to have the same players in, and if you can pick up a differential pick who is going to score you some points that other people won't get, it makes all the difference in terms of your league position. So I've gone for Yusuf Poulsen from Denmark. As I mentioned, I think that Denmark will beat Wales, and since the horrible situation with Christian Eriksen, what happened to him, it's really galvanised them as a team. It could have gone 2 ways. They could have just imploded, and and that could have, no one would have blamed them for that. But it seems to galvanise them. They seem to be playing, for him in a way, and it's really spurring them on for great performances. I mean, the very next game against Belgium, they were beating Belgium quite comfortably. It took Belgium to bring on Hazard and De Bruyne for them to come back into that game. Poulsen has scored 2 goals so far for Denmark, so I think he's the one in terms of an attacking sense to go for, and I think there's a high chance that he could get a goal against Wales. So let's have a look. That's my team. For the round of 16. Let me know what you think of it. If you're playing the game, who have you gone for in your round of 16 team with the unlimited transfers? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. So we'll go for the look at the fixtures for the game week, and I'll talk about who I'm looking to bring in in terms of the transfers. So I've kind of covered off the first 2: Wales, Denmark, Italy, Austria. I've got teams from both Denmark. Got players from both Denmark and Italy. So I've got those 2 first fixtures pretty much covered. Happy with that. Again, for the Netherlands, happy with my picks: Dumfries, Wijnaldum and Depay. Expecting returns from them on a big scale. To be honest, I think that Netherlands, that could be, we talk about when it gets to the knockout stages, these games being quite tight, and some of them will be quite tight. But I think Netherlands, Czech Republic, Netherlands have been free scoring. They've been scoring on average nearly 3 goals a game, and I think they could really put the Czechs to the sword, who have, honestly, they're not been great, the Czechs. So yeah, happy to have 3 players from the Netherlands in that game. So Belgium I talked about. So definitely want to bring Ronaldo in to have alongside Lukaku in that game. The next game, Croatia-Spain. I am interested in a Spanish player, but I'm not quite sure 100% who will start that game for Spain. To be honest, at the moment, you'd expect probably Morata to keep his place. Sarabia did well, and I'd hope that Ferran Torres came in, but you just can never be sure with that side. So whoever, I'll take a view when I see the lineup, but there will be one Spanish player I think coming into my side, and then again for France, I'm looking at Benzema for that game because I think he will get some attacking returns in that game. So that's 3 subs, and then my final sub will be in this game for England-Germany. Can't wait for this game. Always fantastic at games at Wembley between England and Germany. Heartbreak over the years on the English side with recently in Euro 96. I think it really sets a good backdrop with Southgate, our manager, missing the deciding penalty in Euro 96 for Germany to knock us out at Wembley. I think we want to get revenge for that, and I think that England can do it. We've not been, neither team really has played great over the course of the 3 games. I know that Germany had that standout against Portugal, but the other 2 games they've not played very well, and England started to play better in their final group game against the Czech Republic, but still haven't reached their full potential yet by any means. So it's a very tight game. Probably will go to penalties, but I've not really decided on who to bring in for that game yet. I mean, there's Harry Kane's not scored yet. Is he gonna step up and get a goal? Sterling has been the only goal scorer so far for England, so he's an option. But then on the German side, you have Havertz and Gnabry, Muller, Gosens again. But I don't think I'd probably go for Gosens because I think that England will score. It'll probably be a draw in 90 minutes. But very excited for that game. Can't wait. And if England win that game, I think it's coming home. So that will be my final substitution for that round of fixtures, because I have Forsberg in for Sweden and Ukraine. So that's how I'm looking. My strategy is going to be for the round of fixtures, and in terms of a captain, as I say, I really think that the Netherlands versus Czech Republic is going to probably be the highest scoring game of the game week. So I'm going to go with Depay as my captain for the game week. But again, I'd love to hear what your strategy is for your transfers for the upcoming game week. So yeah, again, let me know what you think of my strategy for the transfers, and let me know yours. Love to hear in the comments.
Okay everybody, that brings us to the end of episode 4. If you did enjoy that, please leave a like on the video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the channel, and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as I upload the next video. Good luck to everybody who's playing the game, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Thanks for watching.